What's happening, guys? This is Dan with the Kill Battalion, and I'm here to bring you a short tutorial on the Elgato Game Capture HD software. It's pretty self-explanatory, not a very in-depth piece of software, but you know, if you've never used it before, you've never seen it before, sometimes it helps to have a little bit of a guide. So I'll go through the brief overview of what each section of this software does, some of the different settings you can go through, how to use it at a very baseline level, and hopefully it'll help you guys. So what you're looking at here is my Elgato Game Capture HD software. The main panel, obviously the big bright one, is the input of whatever console or input device you're using through your Elgato. So obviously mine's my Xbox One. I'll have it hooked up. Underneath here, you're going to see the different scenes. So each one of these blocks represents a different scene. You can set them up however you'd like to, and you can switch them on the fly as you're playing or recording. Down here, this is the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. This is your capture software, or a capture button rather. This lets you record your gameplay. Okay, this is for fast forwards and flashback recording, which allows you to record and go back as you're recording, so you can kind of edit some stuff on the fly. I honestly don't really use that. This little button here is your screenshot button. You click that, it automatically takes a screenshot of whatever's being broadcasted or recorded, and it saves it to your desktop. This is obviously the playback and tells you how much free space you have on your hard drive that you're recording to. This right here is the preview button. If you click this, you'll see preview goes away. So it doesn't let you play. So if your computer is not particularly powerful, you may have a trouble recording your software and playing it back on your computer at the same time. So you can turn that on or off depending on how strong your computer is. Obviously, this is your volume. You can your input mic, so you can mute that. This button here is the stream button. I stream through Twitch, but you can set up your accounts. We'll go through that in a second. You click that, you go live, and you're on your way. And this big blue button is the commentary button. If you're inputting through a microphone or you're inputting through something else, that's how you get your live commentary across on top of the game audio that comes through. By default, Elgato records through your HDMI because that's the audio output from your system. So I know a big issue for everyone is recording party chat. We have another video on our page for that too. You can check that out. I'll link that in the description here, so you can check that out as well. But that's the basic button to hit that. So let's get into some of the little bit of nitty gritty. So the capture tab and the edit tabs are two separate tabs. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory. Capture is for recording any gameplay or any input you want, and editing is for looking at your old recordings. Okay, so I actually blanked them all out, so they're not there right now, but we'll go back to the capture software at first. So your device, obviously, is your Elgato Game Capture HD, if that's what you have plugged in. You obviously can use something differently. You can use the AverMedia or the Hauppauge or whatever of those if you want to, but it's going to default to the Elgato because that's the software. Now you can go into settings here, and I'll give you just the basic settings for your Elgato. Right now mine is capturing at, or my input is at 1080p. At 60 frames a second. My output's at 720p at 60 frames per second. It really only records 30 frames for most things, but you can set it to 60 just so it overclocks it can. This is the capture tab. It tells you what's your input device. You can change to any of these items and other ones too. It'll tell you how your input goes through, so your HDMI there. Analog audio is the, on your Elgato in particular, there is a small 3.5 millimeter output jack or input jack that you can use to record party chat. It's not the greatest way to do it. I generally will leave this off. HDMI color range. See, I clicked off the analog audio, so it redoes the capture. So it should come back in a second. Let's let this come back. Come on back. Welcome back. There we go. Okay, so HDMI color range, standard and expanded. It basically impacts how vivid your color palette is. I'll see if I can change it real quick. This is on expanded. This is normal. It's a little bit more washed out. Not a huge difference, honestly, but I usually leave it on expanded. This is your profile, mobile, standard, HD or 1080p, 720 or 1080p, and allows 60 frames per second. I default to 720. Good, better, and best in your quality slider. Obviously, good is a smaller file, not as high quality. Best is extremely huge file size and really good quality, but let me tell you, uploading those videos to YouTube or whatever you're uploading them to is a bear. It's pretty best. It's pretty hard, and it takes a really long time. This tells you anything that comes in as a standard input, standard definition input will get up converted, and it will stretch a standard definition input to fit this entire box here. So that is the capture tab. Picture, this does brightness. Turn your brightness up. Turn your brightness back to 0. That's default, right? Contrast is your blacks and whites. I don't have to go over that. Saturation I usually noodle with. It brings the colors out a little more. This is default. See, it's a little washed out. I usually up it a little bit to give it a little more character. I usually leave it in about a 50 range. 49 is fine, but 50 is fine. And it should juice up the color palette there. And the hue, it kind of warps the colors. I never use that. It seems silly. Audio, the audio gain is the amount of input you have, how much you can dumb down the volume or increase the volume for your game capture there. Profiles is just different profiles you can make if you want to switch on the fly. Obviously, you add one, create one. I don't ever use that ever. And TV compatibility. If your TV fades to black while connecting to the Elgato Game Capture, you can slide this up and down. There's more information on that. That's more in-depth. You can kind of go into the more info thing when you're in there and find that out as you go. All right, so the next thing is game audio. Obviously, this is pretty simple. Any game audio that's coming through the capture is regulated here. Now, this is going to be your pop meter, basically. So this is all green, this turns yellow, and that's red. If it's in the yellow, you're getting to the top of the threshold. If you're getting to the red, obviously you're going to be overloading your input. You can automatically adjust the game audio gain by rolling this wheel back and forth. Live streaming is for those of us live streamers. My clan, the Kill Battalion, we do it on Twitch, so you can add in any of your channels here. All you do is press plus. It'll ask you which one you want to do. If you want to stream through YouTube, through Ustream, Twitch, you click that, you enter your username and password. It'll ask you for verification, and you are ready to roll. Your status message is the message inside your Twitch stream, so when you broadcast, what you want it to say. So if you say, the Kill Battalion is demonstrating Elgato, I type that in here. Demonstrates. Did I spell it right? Yeah. Demonstrates, and then you just click off of it, and that's your new status message for your live stream. Live commentary. Now this is the one that's probably most used besides the streaming. If you are recording game audio, it's going to play the game audio. If you want to talk over the game audio through a headset or through a microphone, you're going to set this up. Now I have mine set up here to go through Skype for our party chats, but you can also do line in, which is use your microphone. You can use whatever you want, whatever your headset is plugged in, and if you have them configured on your computer, those will show up. You click that, select it, you're good to go. And this is obviously the level of volume that's coming in. Now, this option, automatically reduce the game sound, will, as it says when that little window pops up, turns down the volume of the game whenever you're talking. I don't really do this. It's not a huge deal, honestly. It doesn't make a big difference. But if you're a person that's playing really high, loud game volume, you want to make sure that volume comes through, but you want to have people hear you as well, you might want to check that. It'll dumb down the game volume whenever you talk, and you're good to go. One thing I forgot to go up on live streaming, the bit rate. I have mine set to 2.5 megabytes per second. That is the quality and rate at which you will stream. Just to give you the heads up, you need a pretty good internet connection to get up to the higher bit rates. I believe mine's 75 up and down. I have Fios. I'm on the East Coast. So mine handles this beautifully. I've actually gone up to 3 or 3.5 depending on what I'm streaming, and it'll work fine. I keep 2.5 seems to be a pretty baseline, solid pick. You can go down here to the tag section, right? And this is your video title. Obviously, the last thing we did was a drunk driving video on Twitch where we all were imbibing some adult beverages while playing Forza. And then it'll ask you to drop down. You can pick the game you're playing. I have other games I was playing on here. And then you can add a description and some tags if you want to, depending on what you're doing. I don't really change the tags because I don't really upload directly to YouTube from this software, but you have that option. So I'm going to go to the Edit tab now. And there are many things you can do here that I'm trying to think of a good way to explain it without having a video in here. Anyway, in your library, it's going to show you all the videos you've recorded. It's going to group them by game title here up top. The videos are going to be the individual videos you have, and then there's your share. There's a whole bunch of share options. I actually deleted a lot of them because I don't use them, but you can add them in the settings menu, which I will go to. So I will show you that in a second. You simply click the video you want in this area, click this little button, and it'll start to automatically convert to whatever file you want. So in the actual gameplay video capture screen, this is the timeline down here. You can expand and contract it as you go. This is rewind to the beginning, general rewind, play, fast forward, screenshot, obviously, and sound again. And then there's the edit for you can cut some parts of your video, delete parts of your video, or add and subtract other tracks to this video. Now let's go into the actual, let's go back to the capture tab real quick. We're going to go back to the settings, the full settings of the actual software. So this is your video codec stream. I'll go to the first tab first, actually. So under capture, it asks you where you want to save your videos. So obviously pretty simple. Where you save them, pick your directory, and you're good to go. Enable flashback recording allows you to record your video and then go back during that video and save over some parts or edit up some parts, or make a pause if you keep dying at a part where you're live streaming or you're recording a video and you want to just kind of edit that out. You can flashback record that. There'll be better videos on other YouTube channels for that, so check them out for sure. And Stream Command allows you to obviously control your stream through the Elgato. Sharing. Now, this is where I was going back on the Edit tab where you have a lot of options. All I have is Convert to MP4 right now, but you can click the YouTube tab and it'll automatically share that video to YouTube or to Facebook or to Twitter or email or Apple TV or any of these options. You have the option for 1080p for iPad and Apple TV exports, which is pretty cool. And these are set for defaults for exports. So if you want to create a video, it'll automatically, if you click this box, it'll automatically convert new videos to MP4. It's good. It's a little GPU intensive. I don't generally like to keep it on because if I'm recording many videos in a row, while I'm recording videos, it's going to constantly be converting, and it really taxes your PC, so I don't use that. And mix the following tracks to exports. Now, if you put a webcam on one of your scenes, you can use your webcam and it'll mix it to your export, so it's not just the captured video. It'll put everything else on the thing. And live commentary audio, obviously, it'll mix them all together on your export. Or you have the opportunity to export your other things, webcam, live commentary, or audio, to separate files that you can then mix later if you have video editing software. Updates is automatically checked for updates. Pretty simple. And then this is just your decoder and Stream Command decoders. It goes by your computer. Best performance or highest quality. You can slide it up and down depending on how you want to do it. Now, the last thing I'm going to go through is creating a scene. All right. So right now you have my background here of my Xbox. This is just the input. And then you have this little image here of the Kill Battalion, which is our channel's image, our channel's emblem. If you want to, you can create a new one by clicking Edit Scenes. Now, I'll go through this and show you a little bit of a change here. You can click as you go, and so right here, it's just me in the video. So, hi guys, this is Dan with Kill Battalion. This is what I look like. And as you can see, it's just me and my my emblem that I have up there. It's one of the ones I've configured for introductions to videos or outros or whatever. This one is if you want to do video while you're streaming. You got the Kill Battalion symbol there, your little emblem there, your webcam picture up here, and your game capture. If you hit record, it'll record all these at once. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a new one. I'll show you how to do that real fast. So over here, you click one of these other standard setups. You can go into here. I'll show you how to delete one first, actually. So this is a standard one that Elgato gives you. It's just the captured screen and your webcam image. So if you go to Edit Scenes, click that, you'll have the option to edit this particular scene that you've clicked. Now you can see that this is here, right? So if we want to delete this, you click X up here. There's tools and settings for the actual webcam. It's going to bring up your webcam's settings there. And you can do other options with the, you can do it over or under. You can put this behind the input, or you can put this in front of the input, whether you want to bring it forward or backwards. And you can obviously move this around by dragging it, sliding it around, and you can make it bigger or smaller on whatever your little heart desires. So I usually leave that up there. And then as far as adding the pictures that I do, I usually click the picture button here, right? And you can pick any of these pictures here. So let's just say for whatever reason I want to do my Kill Battalion picture. I can take this, edit down the size a little bit. I'm dragging it around. Edit down the size a little bit because it's too big. Drag it back down, move it around, whatever you want to do. Click that. Then when you hit Save Scenes, that's your scene. It's set up that way. Obviously, the camera works the same way. You put Add, or Edit the Scene, I'm sorry. Then add a camera, but it's already got one. So let's close this out. And then we hit Add a Camera. Camera pops up. You're good to go. I think that's pretty much it. That's basically the ups and downs of the Game Capture HD software. It's not particularly complex. It's pretty easy to use. Hopefully this helped you guys if you're new to this. I know it's a little daunting if you've never started before, but to be honest with you, this is something I've taught myself. I never had anyone teach me about it, so I got the software, figured it out pretty easily. It's nothing too complex. If you're a little tech savvy, you'll be good to go. Like I said, there are further things you can do for recording party chat and more intensive things. We have the Xbox One party chat with Skype tutorial. I'll link to that in the description. Hopefully you guys will check that one out too. But if you like what you saw here, give us a like or a subscribe on YouTube. Give us a comment in the comments section. Tell us what you like, what you don't like about the video. Follow us along on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/the Kill Battalion. We go live and do game footage and other nonsense like the drunk through you saw before. And then if you want to follow any of the information when we post videos to YouTube or Twitch, check us out on Twitter. It's at Kill Battalion. There's no the there. Apparently Twitter doesn't want to give you enough letters to use the full name, so sorry about that. But at Kill Battalion will do that. But yeah, I think that's about it. Hopefully you guys were helped out by this, and we will see you on the interwebs.